I'll shoot this quick video real quick, cause my wife's on her way home, and I really don't want her to know that I'm shooting this video of how, pretty much how we met. I can just think about it. It is kind of a magical moment. It was at work. I mean, just like most everybody's story, you know, how they met their wife usually at work. I know David Wood, he met his wife. He was at work, leaving work, and actually late on break actually, and it was all about timing for him. And kind of same thing with me, but I just started this job, and she was already working at the job. Probably been there for a while. I didn't really ask her how long she'd been there. Even now, I still don't know how long she was there before we got together. Before I got there to the job. But anyway, she was working second shift, and I had started third shift, and we were taking care of you know, the mentally retarded and nurse's aide, I guess you want to call it. Supportive living assistant is really what the job title was for that certain job. And she was working second shift, and I was working third shift, and I came in, and I was blown away by what I saw, because I mean, it was this little short lady with this round thing in the trunk. You know, not the trunk of the car, but the trunk of her body. It was just, it was an eye catcher, and it caught my eye. But don't really want to make this story long, and I really don't want to make it short either. But what I do want to tell you is that when I got there, she was exactly doing her job, and she was running back and forth out of the patio of the house to use the phone. She was talking to her boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend at the time. Then it was her boyfriend. They were kind of getting into it, and I kind of butted out for a minute, but then I noticed when she came back in, she wasn't really feeling, you know, some type of way, the way she usually would kind of carry herself, which at the time I really didn't know how she carried herself, but I can tell. You know how you can just look at somebody and you can kind of feel their vibe, or you can just tell that something's wrong. Well, that's what it was. So I asked her, was she okay? Well, I didn't say, are you okay? I was like, you know, are you straight? You good? You cool? You know, those type of words, those slang words that we use, you know. So I asked her that, and you know, she said, yeah, I'm alright, kinda. I'm cool. I was like, alright. So I let it be what it was, and she was training me actually. So a couple of days later, you know, we had started talking more as I came into work, you know, and she was leaving. It was the same thing for like about 2 or 3 days maybe. Then I started to, you know, ask her, you know, how everything's going. She alright, you know, from the other day, and you know, did she pick herself back up and, you know, get back rooted with herself? But, you know, she was a pretty strong woman then, and just as strong as she is now, even stronger. And I asked her, you know, did she have any kids? And then that's pretty much how it translated into, you know, the other day of the conversation when she was outside on the phone on the patio. You know, because she was telling me, yeah, she had one child, and it was by, you know, the baby daddy, and that's who, you know, she was on the phone with. Apparently, you know, they was getting into it, guess, long story short, he was doing it wrong, and she was trying to get to the nitty gritty of it and get to the bottom of it pretty quick. And I asked her, um, that Friday. It was a Friday. I had asked her. We were outside of our workplace house, and she had pulled out. She was out in the street, and I had parked in the garage. She had moved so I could park on the, where the garage was in the driveway. So I asked her, what she doing? What's her plans for that night? She told me she was going out with her friends and things like that. So I guess kind of cope, kind of get over it, kind of, drink it all back, So I was like, okay, cool. I said, if I give you my number, will you call me? Do not use that line. I mean, it's a good line. It worked for me. It may not work for you, but it worked for me. So I asked her, I said, so if I give you my number, will you call me? And she was like, yeah, I'll call you when I get out the club. I was like, all right, cool. So I was at work. So that next morning she had called me. It was like 8 something. I had asked her. She said hello. I said hello. She said hello. I said hello. And then I said, I was being smart and kind of funny at the same time. I said, the club just now getting out. It was like 8 in the morning. And the club here usually lets out about 3. So I was kind of expecting her to call. I knew she wasn't going to call. Once 3 o'clock came, 3:30, maybe 4 o'clock in the morning, I was still at work. So she knew I was up. But, I kind of thought she kind of threw my number to the side and did away with me. Probably said, man, he's too young for me, or I don't know what people gonna think if I got with this guy, or they found out I was talking to this dude. And she called me at 8, and I was just like, the club just now getting out? And we chuckled for a minute. She was like, no, I went to sleep, drunk a little too much, and I had to sleep it off, and now I'm better. So I was like, alright, cool. So I asked her out on a date, and I'm like, well, you want to go back out? And then I asked her, she asked me when, and I said, today, that same day. And she was like, yeah, but it have to be later though, I'll let you know. I just found out last night when I had asked her that she had another date ahead of me, so that's why she had said that, and I had no clue until now. So it's amazing how you just find out things as you go, but really, if you don't ask, you won't know. So she gave me the date. We went out, seen the movie. I forgot what movie it was, but she did too. But she said the ticket stub is somewhere in her purse, so she still got evidence of that first date that we had, which is pretty awesome. That's magical. I mean, when you can just meet somebody and just date or just talk and just, it just feels like you know them for a while. But we didn't start dating. She called it dating. Well, back then they called, as she told me, dating then was like going together. To me, dating was like, if I take you out on a date, then we dating. Don't mean that we're together, but we're dating. But to her, dating was, together, going out, and this your girlfriend, and I'm your boyfriend, and that's dating. So, we went to the movies. We had a good time. She had a good time. She enjoyed herself. It was later on, probably like that following week or 2 weeks later, we were riding. I think we were coming from Walmart, I believe, and she had asked me. No, my phone had rung. My phone had rung, and they had asked me who was I with, because they heard some girl in the background, and they wanted to know who was in the background. I was like, I said, hold on, let me find out. So I asked her right then and there. I said, hey, I'm on the phone and they asked me a question and I really can't answer it. So I kind of put her on the spot, but it worked out because she said yeah. So I asked her, I said, hey, I said, uh, they want to know who I'm talking to. I said, "You my girlfriend?" She said, "Yeah." Just out of, I mean, she smiled and she was like, "Yeah." I don't think she knew what she meant then, but after that, you know, we kind of came a little closer. I mean, more magic started happening, and you know, it became official. Then, right then, in her truck, she had an Explorer then, a Ford Explorer, and yeah, she said yeah. So I told the person I'm on the phone with a big old smile, just like this smile I got on my face now. I said, I'm with my girlfriend. And man, I was proud to say that because she's a little bit older than me. So, you know, they look, my friends and my peeps, they looked at me like, man, boy, you got skills pulling something like that. But really, it's just all about magic. It's all about the timing. It's everything. So we, you know, we hit it off. We had a child together, and we started living together. And you know, I wasn't the head of the household, but I was like in the house. So, you know, I wasn't the man of the household, but I was the man in the house. If that makes any sense to you guys. Um, but things kind of got a little out of hand, a little rocky, you know. Kind of made a few mistakes, and I kind of had to let it go and, you know, try something different. So I thought. So I did that, and ended up moving out of town, moving out of state to Kentucky, and ended up marrying somebody else, totally different. And married somebody else from here, and we moved to Kentucky, and you know, it just wasn't working out the way I thought it would, the way I thought it should. And we divorced probably a year later, and I moved back to Fort Wayne, back to Indiana, and you know, I was still keeping contact with this other lady because of the fact that, you know, my daughter was also involved, so the child. So I had to stay some type of connected. So we were still connected in a way, and we end up getting back together, and we end up getting married. So now we're married. Here we are, and I wouldn't trade it for the world right now. I mean, I'm happy. She's happy. Daughter's happy. Everybody's happy. Win-win for everybody. But I just want to tell you that when magic happens, you will know it because it comes back again, and then signs and wonders and just mysterious things just start happening, and then things start to fall into place, actually. And that's kind of what happened for me. Things got out of place, and you know, as I was on track, I got off track, and then realizing that I had to get back on track, and me getting back on track led me back to that lady, and now I'm married to her, and it's been great. I hope you guys enjoyed this video of me sharing my story with you guys of how me and my magical lady met. See you guys in the next video.